Hello, this is Jeff Carpenter, developer advocate, DataStax. We are live coming at you from Accelerate, DataStax Accelerate. I'm here with Dikang from Facebook, Instagram.
Yeah.
Whichever one looks better at the time, right? You get both names on the business card.
From DataStax, this is the Distributed Data Show.
So we've had you on before.
Yes.
You were talking about the RocksDB integration as a storage engine in Cassandra work that you've been doing. And just to kind of recap, I love the origin story that we have here, where Cassandra was first developed as a Facebook project, and then it kind of fell out of use pretty quickly, and then was donated, open sourced, came under the purview of the Apache Software Foundation, became a project, but it wasn't really used at Facebook for a long time.
Yes, exactly.
You guys brought it back.
Yeah,
because you had it at Instagram,
Yes.
and then Facebook bought Instagram, and then boom, Cassandra's all over Facebook now again, which I think is so funny.
Yeah. Hello everyone. I'm Dikang. Yes. As Jeff mentioned, right now, at the Instagram, we use Cassandra, as our, one of our critical, database.
Yeah.
And it powers a lot of Instagram products. So yeah, we love Cassandra. We are, invest a lot into Cassandra at this moment.
We'll talk, dive in a little bit because you have some serious credibility in the Cassandra community, longtime contributor.
Thank you.
So just give us a little bit of background on yourself.
Sure.
Brag a little. Come on.
Sure. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Again, I'm Dikang, and I'm currently the manager of the Cassandra developers team at Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm also Apache Cassandra a committer.
You're a committer, yeah.
Yes. So, yeah, about my background. So I started to know Cassandra back in 2010. When I worked for a startup in China.
Okay.
So at that time, so we were looking for a robust distributed key value store for our product use cases.
Okay.
And one of my friend in Silicon Valley, they pointed me to Cassandra. I think at that time Cassandra was still very new.
Right.
It just graduated from Apache and become the top level project.
Top level project.
Yes.
2010. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So, but I was immediately attracted by Apache Cassandra, because of the architecture and the features multi-master, auto scaling, there's no single point of failure.
Right.
And also it provides the data, the table-like data model instead of just a pure key value store.
Right.
So it sounds exactly the database we were looking for.
And so many people have that story too, where they just they didn't necessarily know that they were looking for a technology or a database with those attributes, but then they saw it. That's like me, and they're like, "Yes, this is perfect," and you just fall in love with that tech.
Yes, exactly.
So okay, so you're leading the team now.
Yes. So yeah, after the startup, I joined Facebook in 2012.
Okay.
And then I started to work on the HDFS, the Hadoop distributed system, for a couple years. And I switched to Instagram in 2014.
Okay.
So as some of you may know, Instagram started to use Cassandra in 2013. So when I joined Instagram, the deployment was still small, and there was no engineers full-time working on Cassandra.
Oh, so that was a perfect fit because you already had that experience with Cassandra,
Yes. Yeah.
so it's a natural.
Yeah.
I didn't know that part. Cool.
Yeah, so naturally, I want to, resume my experience with Cassandra. So, as Instagram grows, we start to, put more and more features on top of Cassandra.
Right.
And I started, to become full-time working on the Cassandra, start to, fixing different issues, start to contribute to, various improvements to the Cassandra's either reliability or performance. And eventually, we build a team around Cassandra at Instagram.
Okay, cool. So can you share how big that team is now?
Sure. Right now, we have about 7 Cassandra developers
at
Instagram.
Yeah.
Including 2 Cassandra committers and also a few other Cassandra developers as well.
Wow, that's fantastic. Okay,
Yeah.
so what are you guys working on?
Yeah. So I think last year, like as I mentioned, like before, like we worked on, like different reliability and performance improvements at Cassandra.
Okay.
For example, like the RocksDB-based storage engine, like we developed,
Right.
around 2017. And besides that, like this year, we have two new focuses. So one is about the efficiency.
Okay.
Like as Instagram grows, the demand of Cassandra's storage also grows
Right.
significantly. So because of our scale, we want to control the growth of the hardware, used by Cassandra.
Gotcha.
Because we cannot grow the hardware, exponentially.
Is that just about storage, or is it also about compute? When you talk efficiency.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like, we plan to, make Cassandra utilize both CPU and the storage more efficiently.
Yeah.
So we have different projects, try to improve both.
Okay.
And today, like, there will be another talk from my colleague Andrew. Like, he will talk about like one project.
Okay. So Andrew Whang's talking. That's in my track that I'm helping to host.
Yeah.
Okay. So recap his talk for us a little bit, or preview his talk for us.
Yes, a preview. Yeah. So he will talk about a service we built within like Instagram to partition, like the data stored in Cassandra cluster according to the locality of where the actual requests come from. So the motivation is that at Facebook we are building more and more data centers.
Yeah.
But we cannot afford to place one replica of the data in every data center. So because of that, like we want to, for example, like if we have users in European, we want to only place their data in European data centers.
Yeah.
Likewise for US users' data, we only want to place them in US data centers.
So is this? It sounds like mostly like a privacy compliance kind of thing, but I think you had it under that category of efficiency as well.
Yeah, it can help with multiple like areas, including like privacy, like efficiency, and also performance as well.
Okay, how does it help performance?
Yeah, as you can imagine, like if like the users is in Europe, but if we place the data in US, then like the access need to go across the continent, which will be not performance.
See. So that multi-data center or cross-data center latency.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So that means like we want to avoid, like place one copy of the data everywhere, but also we want to place the data close to the actual users, close to where the requests come from.
Right.
So that means we need to determine like which data center like we should pick out of many like to place the data.
Okay, so you're only replicating data to certain data centers, but
yes, exactly.
Is it still multiple data centers so that you have kind of resilience across? Or how do you keep those things in balance? That you know what I'm talking about, the multi-copy in multiple data centers versus locality of going mostly to the local data center or closest data center.
Yeah, exactly. Like the example like I gave is about like two continents, like Europe and the US.
Yeah.
But within one continent, there are multiple data centers. So they are not exactly very close to each other, but the latency within one continent are acceptable.
So that region concept versus data center.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, exactly. So we still place multiple replicas within one continent, but we do not need to place a replica across continent.
Okay.
That's the high level, idea.
Yes, because we don't lose many continents.
Sure. Yeah, exactly.
We haven't in a while.
Exactly. Yeah. Again, like if you are interested in like more details, I recommend to go to Andrew's talk, and you will learn more details about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what else is going on?
Yes. So this is about efficiency. The second focus is like we want to provide Cassandra as a service within Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
you're not the only one. I hear of a lot of companies doing this, where there's an internal platform team that is trying to provide a Cassandra service out to the rest of the company.
Yeah,
so tell me about that.
Yeah, the high-level motivation is to we want to hide the complexity of operating Cassandra, of using Cassandra. We want to hide that from the product teams,
Okay.
so that they can just be focused on their own business logic. They do not need to worry about like where and how the data their data are stored.
Okay.
And for us, like we're trying to build, for example, like the high-level abstractions on top of SQL,
Okay,
so
so
that they
are
do
you-
not use SQL directly.
Okay, so they're abstracted from CQ. Are you
Yeah.
giving them an API?
Yes, we gave them like at Facebook, we gave them Thrift-based API, and
Okay.
also like we integrate with like Facebook internal the graph data model,
Okay.
so that people can use the standard API at Facebook to query different backend. And Cassandra is one of the
One of the backends.
one of the
Like a
backend.
pluggable backend.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so how interesting that Thrift is kind of on its way migrated out of Cassandra as
Yeah.
an internal communication
exactly.
mechanism.
Yeah.
And actually, it's a perfectly acceptable inter-process communication
Sure. Yeah.
mechanism at the application layer, maybe not at the database
Yes.
layer. Is
Yeah.
that right?
Exactly. Yeah. So
That's how I would say it.
yeah, we're definitely aware of that.
Yeah.
So we are building a new middle layer. We call it a gateway
Okay.
at Facebook. So what it does is that it will translate the Thrift API into the SQL protocol.
Okay.
So again, like another colleague from my team, like Mikhail,
Yeah.
he's also a core developer. Like he's in the community for,
Yes,
for
right.
a long time as well. So he will give a talk about the gateway tomorrow, like to
Oh,
share,
great. Okay.
yeah, to share more details about the middle layer.
Okay,
So
cool.
it provides the new the Thrift API,
Yeah.
and also like it enables us to have more flexibility of controlling the traffic to different Cassandra clusters. So for example, it will be easier
Okay,
for us to do traffic throttling, like load balancing, demand control, etc.
Okay,
to-
so it's literally a distinct tier,
Yes.
distinct nodes, I guess.
Yeah,
that
it's
sit
a
in front of
separate
your
tier.
Cassandra nodes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a separate tier between the between our like the clients and
Okay.
the real Cassandra servers.
Okay. And then it's sort of, is it providing some kind of load balancing kind of capabilities or redundancy, or what are there like operational values that it's giving you beyond just the translation?
Yes. So like the gateway tier is built on top of Cassandra Java SQL driver. The SQL driver already
Yep,
provides
yep.
some sort of load balancing.
Okay.
But it's not
That's right.
perfect.
Sure.
So
Okay.
Mikhail has a lot of ideas to how to improve the load balancing,
Okay.
especially in multiple data center, multiple region scenarios.
Right. That's one of the challenges. And I don't know if you guys have looked at the DataStax Java driver, the 4.0 version. We kind of backed away of some of those policies that do failover of queries to other data centers.
Yeah.
And mostly it's just like preferential to the local data center. That's the default policy.
Yes.
From now on, basically.
Sure. I mean, it's working for most of the case,
Yeah.
but it's not perfect. For example, like one issue we found is that it may overload one region,
Yeah.
even though like we have enough capacity in other regions. So we're actively working on the
Right.
improvements
So
of that.
you want to kind of do your own pluggable policies where you can have fine-grained control over
Yeah.
the failover to other regions, which makes perfect sense. It's like
Yeah.
it's almost like everyone's infrastructure is different enough that it's hard to find a one-size-fits-all
Sure.
for that kind of thing. Cool.
Exactly.
Okay. So what's coming next? Like what's on the roadmap?
Yeah, that's a good question. So I think right now like we have like different focuses. And one of them like is the RocksDB-based storage engine.
Yeah.
So as you know, like we developed the storage engine in 2017, and at this moment we already migrated most of our internal production clusters to
Right.
run on top of the
Yeah, I think the
RocksDB.
last time we talked, you were kind of midway through that process
Yeah,
of
yeah.
rolling that into production.
Yes.
Kind of early on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So on one hand, like we continue to improve the performance, reliability of the RocksDB-based engine
Okay.
to make it, to make it even more like, high throughput, low latency. On the other hand, like we're also we're implementing different features on top of that.
Right.
So for example, like we're working on the backup, because it's very critical to our database.
Yeah.
And also we start to implement the secondary index on top of the RocksDB storage engine to be able to, speed up
Right.
some of the queries which may require indexing in Cassandra.
Okay, so you haven't had that on, you've not had the secondary index implementation yet. Prior to now, on top of
Not yet.
RocksDB
It's still working in
implementation.
progress.
Okay.
So also in the community, we started the effort to try to make Cassandra's storage engine to be pluggable.
Right.
So that we can contribute the RocksDB-based engine, to the upstream.
Right.
So at this moment, I think the community is busy with the 4.0 testing. So I really hope when 4.0, testing is
Right.
finished and the 4.0 is released,
Okay.
we can resume the effort to
Right. Because there is a refactoring. It's not, the APIs aren't quite as clean as we would
Yes.
want them to be yet
Yeah,
to be able to
exactly.
do that pluggability.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's
yeah.
a post 4.0.
Yes, that would be
Big.
post 4.0.
Okay. Are you guys tracking or excited about 4.0, or have
Yeah,
you already
yeah.
been playing around with the preview
Yeah.
builds and stuff?
Yeah, I'm quite excited about different features and improvements in 4.0.
Okay.
Especially since the virtual tables, it will help a lot with the monitoring operation
Right.
of the Cassandra cluster, and
Right.
also the new Netty-based internode messaging implementation. We believe it will improve the throughput and also the
I've heard of
performance
big
dramatically.
improvements for that internode streaming,
Yeah,
especially.
yeah.
But virtual tables, maybe not everyone knows what that is or what that can provide for you. Can you
Sure.
give us
yeah.
a nutshell on that one?
Sure. Yeah, I think Jeff, he's the main committer behind this feature.
Okay.
But I can talk a little bit about
Yeah.
that. So for example, today Cassandra exposed metrics in the GMX.
GMX only.
Yeah, GMX
Yeah.
only. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in our deployment, we need to implement our own scripts, trying to
Right.
monitor or trying to fetch the metrics from thousands of GMX metrics.
I've always found JMX to be extremely awkward. I mean, I know it's great and powerful and all that,
Yes.
but it's also, it's very difficult to sort of navigate. It's a different sort of mindset to kind of navigate that tree of metrics.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Right. So accessing it like a Cassandra table is still going to be so powerful.
Yeah, exactly. That's the purpose of the virtual table.
Yeah.
It's not a real Cassandra table, but you can run SQL against that.
But it has that familiar API of
Yeah.
SQL. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can use it just as a normal table, but you can for example, you set to fetch the metrics you want.
Right.
So which will make your, for example, your tooling more consistent. Your monitoring easier by fetching the metrics from the virtual tables.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Cool. And the third thing, it's a big thing. We are looking at right now is a stronger membership management in Cassandra. So
Okay.
yeah, we're
So
interested in that.
membership. What are we talking about when we say membership?
Sure. So in Cassandra, it's a distributed database,
Yeah.
and also you assign tokens, to all the nodes in the cluster.
Right.
So membership means two things. One is what are the nodes in the cluster right now?
Who's in? Who's out?
Yes.
Yeah.
The second is which node owns which token. Basically the mapping between
Okay.
the token
Okay.
and the actual nodes.
Right.
So you can imagine it's very critical because for every read-write request, you need to get the latest membership information so that you can redirect the
Right.
traffic to the correct replicas.
Okay. So
So-
this is gossip we're talking about.
Yes, Gossip is a protocol to try to manage and try to synchronize the membership view on different replicas.
Okay.
But Gossip is not a very strong, consistent protocol. It's more it's peer-to-peer,
Right.
which means everyone, every replica, manages the membership view by itself.
They have their own perspective or their own
Yeah.
view of the world
Yeah,
and what they
exactly.
can see.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So at Instagram, we have a very large deployment.
Yeah.
And also, we proactively, to simulate large failures to test and push the limit of Cassandra.
Right.
So we do find, like in some case, especially, like during the when we shut down or when we restore, like a large percentage of the replicas, the membership view like took a longer time to actually be consistent.
To settle down. And,
to settle down.
Okay.
And be consistent on different replicas.
Okay, so when you're talking about large failure scenarios, what are we talking about? You're killing like multiple nodes at the same time? Or
Actually,
approximately the same time? Or what does it look like?
Yeah, actually larger than that.
Uh-huh.
So in Facebook, like we periodically try to simulate the failures of one region.
Okay.
Like very periodically.
Oh yeah, like
So,
like the keynote demo this morning, where we were taking an entire data center offline.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we will try to take the whole data center offline, and then try to bring them back.
Yeah.
And see if Cassandra can still perform well in these extreme scenarios.
Okay.
Yeah, and during the process, we did find that as I mentioned, the gossip view can be inconsistent sometimes, and also we also uncovered a lot of other issues like the load balancing we already talked about, the gossip events may not be able to may not be handled very efficiently.
Okay.
Yeah, there are also some streaming or hints problems as well.
Okay, so you guys have been working on some improvements to that.
Yes. So yeah, we're looking forward to a way or a new a great improvements to the membership, so that we can tolerate large failures better, and also it can help us to parallelize our operations.
Right.
For example, we can bootstrap multiple nodes at the same time. We can run the replacement of the nodes in parallel as well, which can greatly improve the durability and the availability of our system.
Cool. So that sounds like more post 4.0 kind of changes that you guys are rolling back in.
Yeah, it's a very big and challenging project.
Okay.
It will be a kind of a longer term effort.
All right. Cool. Well, we can probably wrap things up here. I know we've been talking for a while. We have some other guests we're going to get on the air, but what do you have any talks in particular that you're looking forward to at Accelerate, or what are you hoping to get out of the conference this week?
Sure. I do see there are a lot of interesting talks in the conference. For example, there's talks about, actually there are multiple talks about how to do the repair, more efficiently, more reliably.
There's a lot of creative energy that's gone into that. One of the operational pain point of Cassandra is repair.
Exactly.
We all know.
Yeah. I'm looking forward, to learn more about that, and also I'm looking forward to see, we can unify this effort to, instead of everyone building their own repair tools,
right.
It would be great if we can contribute to a unified sidecar, something like that.
That's right. There's two conversations there that are often kind of in the same stream, is that repair processing and also this idea of a sidecar approach. And I know there's multiple sidecar projects that have been approached with varying selling points and benefits. So this is a great opportunity for us to get some of those people in the same room that don't get to see each other face to face all the time. So it's a great week for that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So those are kind of very related to Cassandra internal operations.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, I do see a lot of interesting use cases as well.
Yeah.
For example, there are talks from Yahoo Japan. They also have large Cassandra deployments there.
Right.
And also there are some other talks about how to integrate Cassandra with, for example, Kafka, or with some offline data pipelines or analytics.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to those talks as well.
Awesome. Cool. It's been great having you on. Thanks for coming back and talking with us.
Thank you for inviting me to the interview again.
Yeah, we appreciate the big support for the conference from you guys and bringing multiple talks. It's fantastic. So.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you around.
See you.